You're exhausted. You slept 8 hours last night. Your ancestors slept 6 and woke up feeling amazing. Scientists studied 3 hunter-gatherer tribes and people still living in a way that looks surprisingly close to ancient human life, and discovered something that breaks almost every rule we hear about sleep. The answer has nothing to do with expensive mattresses, melatonin, sleep apps, or screen time hacks. And once you hear it, you may never think about sleep the same way again. Imagine going back 10,000 years. No cities, no alarm clocks, no electricity, no just one more episode. Ancient humans lived by one rule: survive the day. Sleep was not a schedule, it was survival. Researchers studied the Hadza in Tanzania, the San in Namibia, and the Tsimane in Bolivia, groups with little or no access to modern electricity, living much closer to the environment than we do today. And the shocking part? They averaged about 6.4 hours of sleep per night. Modern advice often tells you to aim for 8 hours. Ancient humans got closer to 6. And they were not dragging themselves through the day like zombies. They hunted, gathered, walked, built, carried, cooked, protected each other, and kept going. So why were they not exhausted? Here is where it gets weird. Ancient humans did not fall asleep the moment it got dark. On average, they stayed awake for hours after sunset, talking, telling stories, watching the fire, repairing tools, listening to the night. They also did not simply wake up because the sun appeared. Their bodies seemed to respond strongly to temperature. They often woke when the night reached its coldest point, almost like the environment itself was their alarm clock. And here's the part that sounds almost impossible today. In these groups, insomnia was extremely rare. Compare that to modern life, where millions of adults struggle to sleep regularly. We have soft beds, blackout curtains, white noise machines, weighted blankets, sleep trackers, and perfect pillows. And somehow we still lie awake staring at the ceiling. They had animal skins, dirt floors, fire, wind, insects, and danger. And yet their sleep worked. In some of these communities, there was not even a common word for insomnia. Imagine that. A sleep problem so unfamiliar that the language barely needs a word for it. That is not magic. That is biology doing what it was designed to do. Now here's the twist nobody talks about. Ancient humans did not sleep in the same way many people imagine. They were not always sleeping in one long luxury block from 9 p.m. to sunrise. Their sleep was shorter, tighter, and more connected to the natural world. Their bodies followed the rhythm of darkness, cooling air, physical tiredness, and social life around the fire. Modern humans broke this system the moment artificial light entered the night. Suddenly, your brain started receiving confusing signals. Bright light at 11 p.m.? Your brain thinks, maybe it is still daytime. Stay awake, stay alert, keep going. And now, your sleep schedule fights your biology almost every night. Ancient humans were not trying to optimize sleep. They were not biohacking. They were not taking supplements. They were not watching videos about morning routines. They just lived without artificial light constantly lying to their brains. And their bodies did what evolution trained them to do. That is the uncomfortable part. You may not have bad sleep because you are lazy or weak. Modern life may have handed you a broken environment and then blamed you for not adapting perfectly. Your phone screen alone can blast enough light into your eyes to confuse your brain at night. Every time you scroll in bed, you're basically telling 200,000 years of human biology, relax, it is noon. Your ancestors survived predators, hunger, injuries, storms, and ice ages. But they never had to survive a TikTok algorithm at 1:37 in the morning. And honestly, that might be the more dangerous predator. Ready for the biggest reveal? Researchers expected hunter-gatherers to sleep more, not less. It makes sense, right? More physical labor, more danger, more stress, more walking, more exposure to the weather. Surely they would collapse and sleep for 9 or 10 hours. But that is not what the data showed. The secret was not just duration, it was timing, rhythm, and environment. Their sleep happened in a world that supported sleep naturally. Darkness was actually dark. Nights were cooler. Days were physically active. Evenings were social but not overloaded with artificial stimulation. Their brains were not being attacked by notifications, deadlines, blue light, caffeine at 6 p.m., and emotional stress from a glowing rectangle. Ancient humans did not sleep longer. In some ways, they slept cleaner. Their rest was connected to temperature, darkness, movement, and routine. And that is why 6 hours for them may have felt better than 8 broken hours for us. Here is the quotable moment. Ancient humans did not optimize sleep. Evolution already optimized it for them. We just turned the lights on and ruined everything. This video is not really about ancient humans. It is about you tonight. Maybe the problem is not only how long you sleep. Maybe it is when you sleep, what you expose your brain to before sleep, and whether your environment is helping your body or fighting it. You do not need to live in a cave. You do not need to throw away your mattress and sleep on the floor with a spear. But your body still carries ancient software. It still expects darkness after sunset. It still responds to cooling temperature. It still wants movement during the day and calm at night. The only difference between you and your ancestors is that they had firelight. And you have a phone screen brighter than a tiny artificial sun. Think about that next time you are lying awake at 1 a.m., phone in hand, wondering why your brain will not shut up. Your body knows exactly what to do. It has been practicing for thousands of years. You just keep interrupting it. Sleep is not completely broken. Your schedule is. Drop a comment. Are you a night owl or an early riser, and do you actually feel rested? And if this broke your brain, the video about why modern humans are physically weaker than ancient humans will finish the job.